And here we are, spawning in the upper left. In the red, the players from the upper bracket. It's PracticeX. And his partner. Zerg player also in the red. It's GhostlySwarm. And on the other side of the map, the Zerg duo, first off. In the blue, let me mouse over to see who it is. From Team Exxon, he's Spy. And rounding out this team in the blue as well, because Gameheart is not turned on. For Alpha X, he's Starkiller. Yeah, he's PracticeX. He had, when I did the last tournament, he was Milk Boba TX, now he's Forever X, but he's PracticeX. Much like Glow is signed up under GhostlySwarm, and that's what I know him as. That's what the 2v2 community knows him as. Interestingly enough, we saw Loki when we were Prince Loki, but Loki is DRG Ling, and I guess his 2v2 name is Loki? Or maybe he's just decided to change his name overall, I don't know, but again, I know him as DRG Ling. That's what I see him sign up for in the GSL qualifiers. So I don't really know what's up there. As we did see a rather aggressive opening coming from both of our Zerg players here in this map number 1. I believe I'm going to assume it was this was 13-12. We have speed on the way for both sides, queens on the way for both sides, and this appears to be the desired opener for this map in particular, because you know your opponent is most likely going. Okay, so that's a never mind. That's Starkiller's Baneling Nest, but it was just scouted. Okay, because you know your opponent's going to try to be greedy, but PracticeX, GhostlySwarm, I believe they were in chat earlier. I believe they were watching this, so they did see, or they probably saw what Starkiller Spy did on this map before. So with the incredibly safe opening, Baneling Nest on the way for our Zerg player, Bunker on the way for the Terran player, 3 Reapers at a time. This is not going to get a whole lot done. I mean, speed will be done first. Actually, we just have no speed on the way for GhostlySwarm at all, which again, that makes sense. When you're getting 13 pooled, speed is not a priority. The Baneling Nest is a priority. Banelings are the priority. You can get speed later. But now we have a bunch of Banelings on the way here. 11 on the way, and the question is, where are we going to see that? They should absolutely not try to bust through the Terran wall. That's just not a thing. That's 3 layers deep. But it looks like that is the plan. So we do have a bunch of Banelings. They're going to run forward all at once. Going to try to see if they can get on past the wall here. Wall 1 goes down. Wall number 2 does not. But the barracks goes down. So that is both wall and production. Now Zerglings are starting to go down here. Yeah, there's a bunker, but the Zerglings should just be able to run right past it. Actually, double bunker. Now we do have Banelings from GhostlySwarm as well. And this is just not getting a whole lot done. Nice job of placing the Banelings on the rally here, so more and more Zerglings do go down. And what has died as a result of that? Yeah, not enough. GG. Spy's tapping out. And that's it. Sometimes your cheeses don't work. Sometimes your cheeses don't work. But that's why we play best of 3s. That's why this is not best of 1, although I don't know. I guess you occasionally see best of 1 lower brackets, but that's more for other esports. Best of 1 in StarCraft is kind of terrible, to be totally honest. With how short the games are and how much variance there is in skill. I mean, yeah, 1v1s is not a great thing. Yeah, no, I'm Starkiller's on my friends list at the very least. I've hung out with them on occasion when I was doing some like casting testing, helping Russian Kozan get set up for the King of Battles. But you know, that's about it. I know Spy pretty well because he's on Exxon and I'm on Exxon, so. Anyways, our players, game number 2 will be on Nightshade. Nightshade has a bit more defensible of double natural. There really is only one good opening, but that doesn't mean our double Zerg players are not going to try something crazy. As our players, they looted into game number 2. Don't scout, Starkiller says. But here we are in the upper right, in the red, the Terran half of this Terran Zerg duo. He's PracticeX. Yes, this is an Exxon jersey. And his partner, in the red. Or I should say in the red as well. He's the Zerg player. He's GhostlySwarm. As, yeah, we do see that drone scout coming in immediately. Down on the other side of the map, the cheesy Zerg duo. First of all, we're going to start with our player from Alpha X. Give it up for Starkiller. And finally, rounding out the team in the blue trunks for Exxon. Once again in the blue, he is Spy. But as we do see the double cheese coming in once again, 13-13 on the way here. Actually, yeah, that was a 13-13, and once again, we see the high ground wall. We do not see a greedy build. The drone goes in. Hi guys, I see what you're up to. I think we may see the same result we saw in game number 1, and I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm not trying to take the hype away from this game, but oh, so wait, no, this was this 13 pool? Or was this 15 pool? Because we do see a double natural coming in here. And that will be scouted as well. So the question is, how do PracticeX, how do GhostlySwarm react to this? Now, okay, that's what this is. So this is the same build we saw Starkiller and Spy go for on this map against wow, what's his name? Not Semler. Not Cyril. Protoss player. And we just cast. Why am I being dumb? Semper against Semper Jig in game number 2, where they just link flooded off. They went full first, paused. And then they got their hatches and they just did a link flood off, or they did a roach link flood off of 2 bases. And because they convinced their opponents to expand, and then were able to cancel that expansion, it's absolutely something. We do have a pause here though. Yeah, so Spy's up in the mountains right now. It takes them a while to download maps. Ready, he says. But anyway, while we're sitting here,
game resumed.
How's everyone's night going? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Those of you from Cranky Ducklings, hope you enjoyed their cast. Hope you enjoy this sick 2v2 action we got going for us tonight. As that's pretty cool. So we see a bunker going down before the creep goes out, so there actually can be a solid defense of things for our Zerg player on the low ground, as we do see that commencing on the high ground going up here. And with the Roach Warrens on the way, this is going to be scouted. So one thing we do see PracticeX GhostlySwarm doing a really good job of, that we did not see Jig Semper do, not really, is they did a great job of scouting every aspect. They know what their opponents are doing. They know every aspect of what they're doing. It's like, okay, this is the 19 drone Roach Ravager Ling all in. I know that. I'm familiar with that. That is something I can deal with. Now we do have the first set of roaches moving their way across the map. Lings and roaches in mass production, as supply has been opened up. We do need a couple more overlords on the way. Starkiller. No, I think that's Spy. These are swapped. I don't know. Hard to tell who's building what. But anyway, we do have one player that's roughly supply blocked. He does need a couple more overlords. Yeah. Starkiller noticing that he's a little bit supply blocked, spamming out that overlord button. And now we just have a steady stream of blue of roaches and ravagers moving their way across the map. What do we have? Do we have any banelings done? We do not. Not yet. No banelings. Just masses of speedlings and marines. And as this bunker is done, nothing's been pulled to defend this. This bunker really should go down. But now there's a tank up. And we're going to have to see the roaches, the ravagers, the zerglings get on top of that tank ASAP. But now we have the banelings. They're just running to their doom. Not really being controlled. Oh, there we go. That's the connection they were looking for. As much as I talk about the connection not being there, now it absolutely is. The tank will go down. But now the army supply of Starkiller is going down. But Spy's still in a pretty good spot. And that means this low ground base is absolutely forfeit. But do we need more? Are they going to go for more? Are they going to go for the high ground? Now, they do have vision on the high ground here. So the spine will get targeted down for the moment, but the wall is a terrifying thing. There is only one Ravager here on the map at the moment. The Zerglings doing what they can to shell away. And now the tank is secondary. Tank is dying. This is a tank that will not be denied. There's enough repair here. There's enough static defense here that we're not going to see Starkiller Spy be able to get into it. There we go. We do see more and more drones on the way. Spy, I believe, going for a lair. as Starkiller just drones up. This Banshee's going to put in good work. All these roaches will die, and that's going to be a pretty solid trade. But again, this is a 1-base, 3 total base Zerg Terran team versus a 4-base double Zerg team. And Starkiller, Spy, I would not be surprised to see them take their thirds sooner rather than later. Layers on the way for both sides. And Zergling's going to run in once again, but that is 5 Banelings. That is not a fight you want to take in the slightest. Oh, okay, there we go. Zergling's going to run ban. They will take a bad trade, but not the worst possible. There was a world there where those Zerglings just... There are no more Zerglings anymore. The map control is gone. So we do see the natural here. Forever will PracticeX will take his second base at this point. And we should see, okay, there we go. Natural going down as well, and I would not be surprised to see these rocks taken sooner rather than later. So Glow can maybe come back into the game. So GhostlySwarm can come back into this game by killing the rocks. But now we have the layers just about done. We have Hydras on the way, or Hydra Den on the way for Spy. And what do we have for Starkiller? Now, Starkiller doing a great job of hiding his tech away from where the normal scan would be. There we go. So that we're gonna have Hydraling Bane most likely on one side and Mutiling Bane on the other, and I don't hate it. I actually don't know what the best option here is against Zerg Terran, but it's not bad. Going Hydra Muta, it does mean that the mutas of our blue Zerg, of our red Zerg, are maybe not giving me the best situation. But now with the Banshees, they're going in. And they will scout this Spire. They will do what they can to target the Spire down, actually. And they shouldn't be able. They may actually be able to get this. There's only one queen here on the defense. This queen will just go down. Oh man, I feel like you trade the queen for the for that one Banshee that's doing poorly. But anyway, yeah, these Banshees found a great dead spot, and this Spire is placed in a pretty poor position. But now with the second queen here. Okay, now one Banshee does go down, and that does mean that this, well, means the lair, or the Spire will survive. Now we do have the gold on the way here for GhostlySwarm, as he does try to get his way back into this game. Starkiller does want it eventually, but he's in no rush. He does have a third base on the way. And then we have 10 mutas on the way here, and a bunch of Hydras for Spy as well. So there's going to be a pretty scary timing. It's going to be pretty scary timing indeed for our double Zerg to hit across the map. Now, eventually, this Roach Hydra army, not going to be great against the masses of bio that we... Actually, no, sorry, this is going to be mech. So actually, I don't hate this nearly as much as, again, Roach Hydra Viper, that's a solid timing you can do against a mech player. Absolutely viable. So now with the mutas running their way across the map, the Banshees will go down. That is the bare minimum. Well, actually, one Banshee will go down. The second one's going to get hidden. And this gold may be the target, but no, we're going to have the mutas. They're going to find the mineral line. There are no spores yet. That is absolutely something. But this is just Spy looking to her. Or, yeah, this is Spy, right? No, this is just Starkiller looking to harass. And honestly, he could have gotten a whole lot more done than he did, but playing safe, doing what he can. Honestly, he could have killed that hatchery, most likely. Or at least done enough damage to kill it on a repeat assault. But now the next stage of this aggression does go in. What do we have by way of upgrades? We have, what is that, Hydra Speed and range? Yeah, Muscular Ogren. Hydra Speed and range. I would like to see Roach Speed as well, to be totally honest with you. Actually, he's just not really building roaches, so that's fine, yeah. Hydraling coming in as a lair is on the way, so I think we're just going to see Hydraling lurker here with mutas to establish map control. So Zerglings will run in on top of these Hydras as well. A couple roaches on defense. But this third base should be forfeit. There's just no anti-air. How are we from... So mutas will get on top of things. How are we on our muta count? 21 to 24. And the mutas of Glow will be better than the mutas of our blue team for the moment, as it is +1 attack versus +1 carapace. But of course, with Hydras underneath it, yeah, the blue anti-air is better at the moment. If you see a bunch of mech on the way, so what are we? The goal, I guess, the goal here of GhostlySwarm is to say, look, I own the air. Right? I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to own the air here, and PracticeX just has to own the ground. And you know, that's a solid approach. If you're just allowed as a mech player, just max out pretty much on tanks. Say I don't even have to worry about dealing with any sort of air switch. My partner's mutas will deal with that. That is a terrifying position to be in. This Banshee will find this fourth base going down, but yeah, mutas there is not going to really do a whole lot. And now with Vipers on the way, the muta flock is going to be a whole lot less terrifying than it once was. As well, mutas are not easy to split against. Parasitic Bomb is not an easy thing to deal with. Now the mutas, they will find all these Hydras here, and they will find some of them. But yeah, that's not a fight they want to take, not yet. And the big question, what's the muta count here? Let's go the muta count again. 32 mutas to 31, but the mutas of our red player are better for the moment. So we do see him taking a positive trade as long as he's not over the Vipers. Both players just going hardcore into the mutas here. It looks like actually Starkiller has fed a bunch of gas all of a sudden, because I mean he's building 15 mutas at a time. 15 mutas at the moment. That's just not an amount that our red muta player can deal with. So we see that pop. Now he will find a positive muta trade here, because those the mutas that just popped are not there. So now 35 to 32, and more and more the trades here, for the most part, are good for our red muta player. As long as he stays out of Hydra range, he's doing a good job of that. Microing forward, microing backwards. And +2 is just about done. So the mutas will always be better. So where are we at? 27 mutas to 21. The muta, as bad as the muta trades are for the blue player, the gas income that he has. So we look at income for a second. The bonus income that our double Zergs have compared to the Terran Zerg team are what allowing these mutas to reign so supreme, to be so dominant in this matchup. But the mutas will find them once again, and you know, blue can probably take this fight, but no, it's actually +2 Carapace versus just +1. So now the mutas are just going to do what they can to kill as many as possible before the Hydras show up, and well, now the muta trade, the muta count is even, and that's not a great situation when you again you have the better muta army. But now with the Vipers here, a couple parasitic bombs will deal with that. But now with the Thors here, suddenly it's not all on the red mutas to do what they want. It's not that Starkiller threw his muta lead so much as the tech lead happened. And 1-1 mutas are not nearly as good as 0-2 mutas. So that tech lead was absolutely what made a difference. Now the mutas, they're going to swing in once again with these Vipers sitting here. The mutas of our red player cannot really engage. But now the mech will siege up. And we're going to see the Thor move around to the right-hand side. The mutas are going to dive on in once again after killing a decent amount of drones. But now we have a blinding. Now we have a Parasitic Bomb coming in once again. The first one will be decently split against. There we go. Okay. Gonna be fine. Yeah, he was up 15 mutas for half a second, but you got to remember, and yes, taking that fight was a bad idea, right? He had to wait until his muta lead was actually all together. Nice muta fight there, catching a bunch of Hydras. Now we do have the mech army moving in once again, the mutas and the tanks leapfrogging each other. But anyway, yes, the muta advantage was there, but it was not all together. And more importantly, he got caught out of position. And mutas fly. You can fire an attack. And get constant fire rate. So once the mutas got caught at a lower number with lower upgrades, those mutas were all dead. So it wasn't that he didn't micro, it was just he got caught out of position. So now the Hydra's doing what they can to go in here, but these are blue flame Hellions, these are tanks everywhere, and there are just enough Thors that this push is absolutely terrifying. The Zerg army, Zerg Heartland is being encroached upon once again. I guess he thought, yeah, he never gathered them. I guess he thought he had enough. All right, so we're gonna see another Parasitic Bomb, and we don't see the split yet. This is you gotta split that. There we go. That is actually the worst possible split. But the mech army is still there, still terrifying. And the Thors, I don't care how badly you magic box them. When you're sitting at this amount of Thors, it's just not enough. And the Vipers are gonna get targeted down before they can get anything off on the mutas here. And there are just no mutas left. There's no ground army left. And what happened? Starkiller Spy. They had such a lead. They had such an army supply lead, but now it's all gone. There's nothing on the ground here. There's something in the air, but they're all heavily damaged. These mutas cannot take a fight. As now the mech army it moves forward. I would love to see PracticeX just drop a mule and repair, but doesn't even need to do that. The Mutas, they're trying to do what they can to pick things off, but with this massive amount of Thors, I mean, it takes 3 Thor shots. There are 4 Thors. Mutas just die. Yeah, Mass Hydra. These are even just 0. These are just 1-0 Thors, but Mass Thors. Max upgraded Thors do more DPS than Dark Templar. Now we have the siege up once again. The Mutas, of course, they're going to take advantage of the fact that the mech army has sectioned everything off to kill off the rest of the bases here in the upper right. Now we do have the Mutas looking for a flank, looking for a counterattack, and the Mutas are better now for Starkiller. It is 1-2 versus just 0-2. So that is something, but as long as the Thors are there, I mean, there's not something that PracticeX and GhostlySwarm have to worry about. And even then, the Mutas are better, sure, but they're just so, there's a 20 Muta lead, and that is not something upgrades make a difference in. As the Mutas all go down, there we have it, GG. PracticeX, low. They're moving on to the losers finals.